Alright, how are y'all doing today? Today I just want to do a quick little review of an item I've recently purchased. Now, to start things off, I'll give you a little background on me as far as my experience goes with firearms and that sort of thing. I started shooting probably 3 or 4 years ago, to be honest with you. Growing up, I really didn't have any involvement with any sort of firearms. Didn't grow up hunting or anything like that. So other than seeing them in movies, stuff like that, I had nothing to do with it. And a few years ago, I went to a couple of ranges and shot some handguns and rifles, and decided it was kind of fun. And then I got a little more into looking into the history of things like that, the Second Amendment and that sort of stuff, and I came to realize that the Second Amendment is the main protector of our rights in this country. That's what we have to stand up against tyranny. Freedom of speech is great, but when tyrants are there, they're not going to let you have that. So it's the Second Amendment that protects our rights. So, enough of that. The point is, I'm not someone who has a whole lot of experience growing up now with guns. So here, most of you know exactly what this right here is. This is an AR-15. Action is clear. It's a semi-automatic sporting rifle, not an assault rifle. Just a little semantics there for you. Assault rifles are defined by the ability to have select fire, meaning fully automatic or burst modes. This does not. It can either shoot one bullet when you pull the trigger, or not shoot at all because it's on safety, like it is right now. So, that's what this is. Now, when I started looking into getting me a sporting rifle, as you would call it, getting a semi-automatic rifle, I was originally leaning towards getting an AK variant, just because I like the durability of it. I like the bigger round. But a friend of mine at work told me, "Hey man, you get the parts to make you an AR. You come over to the house and we'll put it together for you." That seemed like a pretty cool idea to me, getting to build it myself, which is what happened. The entire upper on this I actually put together myself with a little help. The lower I did actually buy completed because it had this MOE stock on it, which I really like. MOE grip, which feels really good, and there was no savings to buying all the parts and putting it together. So, and it was on a really good deal. It was a half price. It was only $300. They had it for $150. So, but this is what I did put it together. I bought the whole upper from parts, put it together with some help, and I've really come to appreciate a lot of things about the AR-15 platform. And I'm really glad that I got this instead of an AK. I'm not gonna lie. Not to say I might not get an AK in the future. It's not like you could have both, and you don't have to you don't have to prove a need. You see the little thing where it says, "Why do you need 30 rounds to hunt a deer?" Well, this isn't to hunt deer. Could it? Sure, but that's not what it's meant for. That's not what I built it for. Okay, so going on to that. My experience with AR-15s was not very much, to be honest with you. I had rented one at a range one time and shot it. A buddy of mine had one, and I shot it a couple times. I mean, I liked it all right, but I didn't really have a whole lot of experience with it. You meet a lot of people who have AR-15s, and they've spent 20 years in the military shooting them. So they have tons of experience. Me, I didn't have a whole lot. So when I got this thing put together and got to looking at it and, trying it out and that sort of thing, there was one thing that started to bug me. And that is, I'm used to things where all your controls are in the reach of this hand right here. Magazine release, if I needed to, forward assist is right there. Your triggers are clearly right there. Charging handle, not so much, but that's just kind of a given with a rifle. But the bolt catch, which for you, those of you who've spent years with AR-15s, you know exactly where that is. It's right here. You can actually not see it real well because I've got the part I'm reviewing already installed. It's this little ping pong paddle looking doohickey over here on the left side. Now, what does the bolt catch do? If you don't know, it catches the bolt. The bolt's inside of here, so it actually carries the firing pin and all that. Has extractor, ejector, all that sort of stuff built into the bolt carrier. that is what you hit if you want to either catch the bolt or release the bolt. You would want to do that for a jam, that sort of thing. So, what was my problem with it? Well, how it is set up, without how it's the stock system for AR-15, the way it's set up, is let's say you just fired your last round, your bolt's locked back because that's what they'll do, and you need to put a fresh round in or a fresh magazine in. This is empty, and get back to work. You pop that in there. Now, with a traditional AR-15 setup, once you put that in there, you've still got to get the bolt, which is in here right now in the buffer tube, back into action, back into battery. And the traditional way you'll see people do that a lot of times is basically they'll smack the side of the gun. Now it looks like they're just smacking the gun, right? But they're not. You actually have to smack this tiny little paddle. So if you've got 20 years of muscle memory about smacking that little paddle, that works out just fine. But for someone like me who doesn't, well, I would end up just, it worked that time, but I would end up just smacking, nothing, and doing absolutely nothing useful. I'd end up smacking over here, hit it, miss it a little bit, and if you do that, then well, you're out of luck. So I wanted a way where I could release that bolt or hold that bolt open, either way, within reach here. And I found it. That's what we're reviewing today. It's called the Magpul B.A.D lever. B.A.D stands for Battery Assist Device, because it assists you. It's a device, and it assists you getting the gun into or out of battery. Not rocket science. Essentially what it is you'll see right here, instead of the little ping pong paddle, you've got this funky little loop. As a bar goes down through your trigger guard, and it comes out right there. What that does is it lets you release the bolt with that finger. How awesome is that? Now let's say you've had a jam or something, you have a malfunction, and you need to hold the bolt back so you can clear it or see what's going on. Well, without this B.A.D lever, you have to do this sort of number, and then reach over here and push down on this little doohickey. Reach over here and push this little doohickey and let go. Now, that's fairly awkward, okay? And you have to take your hand completely off of your grip. But it's just really awkward to, Again, we'll show you again. You have a jam. Oh no! You pull this back. Try to hold it. It's awkward as all get out. Okay, it just really is. Now, with the B.A.D lever installed, oh no, there's a jam. Isn't that much less awkward, easier, better? It is. I like it. I'm not saying this is a product for everybody. There are some people who have that muscle memory where they can manipulate this little ping pong paddle like that. If that's you, okay, you probably don't need this. You might like it, might be worth trying, but you don't need it. If you're someone like me, though, who doesn't have much experience with an AR-15, who doesn't have that muscle memory built in to go, oh, ping pong paddle, smack it, then maybe you should look into it. I got mine for $33, I think, from Cabela's. It's not an expensive item, and it's not something you need to be a gunsmith to do. It's really simple to install. We'll show you a little installation of that in just a few minutes, but it's really simple to install. It comes with the tool to do it. You need your own tools, and essentially it just clamps on there and gives you easy access to release that bolt and get back into the fight. I think it's a great little item. So that's my review of it for now. We'll go into a little installation thing real quick, just so you can see. Just so you can see the installation on it, and carry on.
And so to solve that problem, what we got here is the Magpul Battery Assist Device, or B.A.D lever. I'm going to do a quick install on this. It's not too hard. Hopefully it's pretty well in frame. You can see here I've got my lower. Just went ahead and took the upper off to make it a little easier to work with. So here we go. Pop this bad boy open, and this should be pretty easy. Basically consists of 2 pieces. 3 if you count the screw, which I really kind of don't. You have first the actual lever here. You can see it's made of aluminum. Feels pretty sturdy. And then there is the little backing piece here, which goes in behind your paddle. And then lastly, of course, is the screw. And it actually does come with a screw that's already been pre-treated with some Loctite. Always good. And then it comes with an Allen wrench, which is always nice too. So here we go. See if I can find a good angle for this. Or see if I can find a good angle here. Well, here you can sort of see what I'm doing. What you're going to do, you're going to take this little backing piece and put it behind your paddle there. Take your lever and put it around just like that. Put your screw in. And once you get it started, just take your little Allen wrench there, tighten it down. And voila. All done. Easy as that.